Good evening, everybody. This is Jonathan Ryerson back behind the camera. And today is August 26th, 2019. And this is going to be the final update of this control panel because I got this panel up and running. So I figured you guys might like to see this. So a big shout out to Alarm System Tech who helped me set up this panel with a 120 volt AC power cord that I needed. Simple 120 volts AC. Thank you very much. To a big shout out to you. Thank you. So, and I do have my i3 smoke detectors put somewhere safe, so they're not sitting on top of my panel right now. So, and also in the engineering shop at the Mary Washington Hospital, Brian, the fire alarm tech, he also helped me with this panel because in the last update he also print me out in that owner's manual that I showed you before, that I also read over and what type of voltage this panel takes. So this panel is a regular conventional panel that takes 120 volts AC. If it was an Auto Plus 542 RE, then it would take more voltage, not just standard US wall socketing, pretty much. So let's open up the panel and see what I have inside right now. Stick my notifier key in, unlock it, and let's open it up. Okay, here's what I have upgoing for my system right here. And as you can see, the AC power green light is on. That means the electricity is on, which is good. And I have quite a few troubles. And I have troubles on 5 zones. Zone 6 is fine because it's got an N-align resistor. The other zones don't, so that's why I have zone troubles. And I also got NAC fault troubles and the battery trouble as well. So the troubles are not hindering the operation of the system way too much, which the troubles aren't necessarily a big deal. So I will get these troubles taken care of sometime soon. I will set up the time to do that, but right now this is what I have for now. And the relay board is all hooked up, and underneath here you could see that green LED that's flashing. It means the relay board is working good. So everything is working pretty much a-okay here. And you got 2 hot wires and 1 neutral wire coming from the power supply in the power distribution module right behind there. And you got your AC power connection. So how I hooked this up to you got leg 1 and leg 2. In the middle is ground. The leg 1 is the neutral. The leg 2 is the hot. And where you see the middle one, where you see the green wire coming out of the gray wire right here, that's the ground. So this is just standard US wall socket technology pretty much. So this is a fully functional panel, and I'm very surprised. And I did buy this panel for $283. I think it was worth it because this panel was taken out of a building, fully functional with all the parts that I need. And the ground wire was snipped at one point when this was taken out of a building. What the ground fault usually does, the ground fault earth wire, the ground wire, what it usually does, it grounds electricity to the cabinet in case the AC current does a surge. So electricity gets grounded to the cabinet so you don't get shocked at all. And sometimes that might trip a breaker. And this panel takes the amount of juice that this panel takes is 2.33 amps. which is not very much juice, because if it took way too much juice, then it would take like a lot more than that, like 14.20, which is way too much juice, but this doesn't take very much juice at all. And we got your power cord plugged directly underneath here, plugged directly into the extension cord, and this whole panel is actually plugged into the wall. Yeah, there's my brother Thomas's dog in the way. Come on, you gotta move. Come on, Sophie. There you go. Now she's out of the way. Alright, so basically, and right now I have the pull station connected on zone 1 for right now, and I have the notification appliance hooked on NAC 4. So I don't have any end of the line resistors right now for that. So basically, I have pretty much everything I needed, okay? So, these are the zones right here, including that. In the orange are the NACs, and the zones are black. So, let's close up the panel, and we'll demonstrate on this update how this thing works. So, what happens is, when the pull station activates the zone, the power flows through the circuitry, and then the power gets fed through the NAC to feed power into the alarm for it to sound, or flash, or both. So right now I have my Firelight BG12L. It's a conventional pull station right there. It's conventional. If it was addressable, then it would have the monitor module built inside, and you would see the red LED or green LED flashing through the black handle, like right just about there above the braille and lettering. So this is a regular conventional pull station, so this does not have that. And right here we have my system sensor SC241575. No, oh, excuse me. We have my SC24115. The strobe is 115 candela on this thing. So this will be demonstrated more someday. So this is just a simple demonstration for this final update, and system test 1 will get started pretty soon. So let's have some fun to celebrate this final update of my fire alarm panel. We're going to set it off. Are you ready? 3, 2, 1. As you can see, the panel just went into an alarm because the pull station is activated. And you can see the alarm is going off. And you can hear the piezo flashing. So, zone 1 is activated. So that means Zone 1 has been activated because that's the only pull station that's connected on the zone. And the strobe is going off. Let's hit acknowledge. Here's the piezo right here, this little gray thing. When I cover it up, guess what happens? I plug up the piezo. Let's silence the piezo when we hit acknowledge. And the strobe is still going off until you push silence. Let's hit silence. You would hit the silence button to silence the horn strobes, and the strobe would still going off, but this panel does not do that for some reason, which is really pretty weird. So I'm very surprised that this was very easy to set up pretty much and all that. As you can see, the alarm is silenced. The panel is still in alarm. And let's not forget to reset pull station. So we're going to go ahead and reset the pull station. And one thing is, if you don't reset the pull station and you just reset the system, if the pull station is still activated, it'll just go back into an alarm because the switch will still make contact. And it would be still active. The pull station is still activated. Now we're going to reset it. Stick my Firelight key in, turn it, flip the switch up. And you don't have to flip the switch up if you really don't want to, guys. You can just open it and close it like most pull stations. Now we can reset the system. All of the LEDs light up when you reset the system. Right now, the system's in trouble, so I have to silence that before I close the pull station. I mean the panel, rather. Let me get my notifier key put back in the lock so I can turn the key to the unlock position so I can close the panel. And I will demonstrate that again. Here we go. And let's reset the pull station right here. I have 3 keys on my keychain. Okay, get my notifier key. Oh man, that piezo is annoying. As you can see, that's still going off. When you hit reset, it won't do it. But you have to hit acknowledge or silence. You have to hit silence first before you reset the system. Because if you just hit reset when it's fully in alarm, it won't reset. So you have to hit silence first before you hit reset. That's how the whole resetting works. So hit silence and hit reset. And when you hit reset, and the system goes back to normal. And the only light that should be on is the green, which is the AC power. The yellow is the trouble. The super advisory, alarm silence are yellow. And the discharge and the pre-discharge and fire alarm and I'm not sure how to pronounce that. Those are red. I can't remember what the color of this middle one is, but it's on video, so you should know by now. Oh, and let me demonstrate the pull station if it's still activated. I'm going to demonstrate the panel going back into an alarm if you don't reset the pull station. And you can also hear the click in the relays as well. So, and when we reset the pull station, and remember, the pull station is still activated, this is why we don't forget to reset the pull station, and this is why we have to reset the pull station. And you'll see why in just a sec when I hit reset. This is what will happen. And 2 seconds later, it's just going to go back into an alarm. So it's still active. You see that it's still active, so we have to reset the pull station, because resetting the pull station is really important, guys. So let's take my Firelight key. That's just the trouble. We'll shut that up. And now, since the pull station's reset, let's put a fully reset in the panel. So, well, I'm going to put my key in first in this key lock right here, so I have it ready when I close the panel. Well, right now the panel is open, so I can reset the system. So, let's go ahead and put a reset in it. And one more thing before I almost forget. And we also have the drill button right here. The drill is basically for when people like do the drill or something like that, and we got this drill circuit, so we have to hold this button for 2 seconds until the system goes into an alarm. The drill feature will not activate the alarm relay. The alarm relay is like hooked into the strobe NAC. It's like that on some panels. So let's hit the drill circuit. Let's hold it for 2 seconds. As you can see, there is no fire alarm present right now because it's doing drill mode. That's what the drill feature does. Now, let's reset the system. Let's shut that up. So, there you have it, guys. The last and final update for this panel. And pretty soon we're going to start system testing. But don't worry, the fire alarm test demos are still going to continue on this period on. So basically, guess what? After all these 3.5 years of collecting fire alarms, I finally have a working panel, so there is going to be system tests in the near future, guys. So I'm very excited to get started with my fire alarm hobby again with system tests. So there will be some ongoing changes with the panel. So basically, I will get batteries for it and aligned resistors so I can get all these troubles cleared. And hopefully the trouble light will go out and I'll have a full normal system. If the trouble light really doesn't go out, then it's not necessarily a big deal, guys. And it's very surprising that I have this panel fully functional, which is all I care about, pretty much. So, thank you very much, guys, for watching this final update, and hopefully you guys will see some system tests in the future for this new beginning of this last fire alarm control panel update 3. So, hopefully you guys get it. Oh, one more thing before I forget. I will address something about this panel. This panel does put out filter DC, so don't forget. It does put out filter DC, so you can run any alarm on there. System Sensor, Wheelock, and Gentex, Faraday, and Amsenco, or Ademco, whatever you want, or even Simplex devices. Whatever you want to run on there, it's safe. So, this panel does not have an FWR output. I think it's too old for that. So, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video and this final update, and fire alarm tests, system tests will come up in the future. So, if you want videos like that, you know what to do. Please like and subscribe. So, thank you very much, and good night.